I never said publicly nor privately nor to anyone that I hate Aryna Sabalenka or any of the players. I just don't respect her because of her position in this situation. Just to reject her responsibility of having an opinion on the most important things in the world, I cannot respect that. She said that she
shake hands after matches.
It's their position. It's their position. What can I do? And I don't.
Marta Kostyuk has never been the type to bite her tongue, and this time, hold up. She's coming with some of the strongest allegations we've heard yet against Aryna Sabalenka. Kostyuk went all the way in, calling out Sabalenka's on-court behavior and accusing her of throwing what she describes as outright hateful gestures in her direction. And listen to this. She says this wasn't some one-off moment. According to Kostyuk, Sabalenka's actions crossed the line from competitive intensity into straight-up disrespect that goes beyond a normal rivalry. From mocking her mid-match to allegedly working the referee in previous meetings, Kostyuk made it clear she's officially had enough. But her frustration didn't stop at gestures alone. She went further, claiming Sabalenka doesn't dislike her for tennis reasons, but for who she is as a person. Kostyuk says she's been treated unfairly due to personal bias, something she believes stems from Sabalenka's own resentment. In her words, this isn't just competition. She feels targeted in a way that has nothing to do with the scoreline. Kostyuk did make one thing clear, though. This isn't about personal hatred towards Sabalenka as an individual. She says it's about the tactics Sabalenka uses on court that she finds extreme and, in her view, discriminatory. One moment in particular keeps coming up, a match between the two from last year. Kostyuk says she was right on the edge of winning when rain forced a delay. According to her, Sabalenka used that interruption to turn the situation in her favor, working the delay in a way that ultimately led to Kostyuk being penalized by the umpire. The pause allowed Sabalenka to reset while Kostyuk lost her rhythm, and that referee decision played directly into her eventual loss. And for Kostyuk, this wasn't just losing a match, it was losing under conditions she believed were deliberately manipulated by Sabalenka. She felt the delay was used to break her focus and swing momentum to the other side. What made it sting even more was that Sabalenka allegedly faced no consequences for that behavior. And you could hear the frustration when Kostyuk added that she believes Sabalenka later tried to undermine her by spreading false claims about how that match actually played out. The fact that Kostyuk was punished despite playing high-level tennis only deepened the bitterness. In her view, Sabalenka didn't win off pure ability, but by bending the rules to her advantage. And once the match wrapped, Sabalenka's cold, dismissive demeanor only poured salt in the wound. Kostyuk felt embarrassed both on the court and behind the scenes, and that clearly fueled her strong stance on the Belarusian issue. As this rivalry continued to simmer, Kostyuk made headlines again when she refused to shake Sabalenka's hand after their most recent match. That moment wasn't subtle at all. It was Kostyuk drawing a hard line and saying she was done accepting that treatment. Skipping the handshake wasn't just about that single loss. It represented every moment she felt disrespected, undermined, and singled out over time. The message couldn't have been clearer. In her eyes, Sabalenka crossed a boundary, and she wasn't going to fake sportsmanship anymore. But listen to this. Kostyuk isn't the only player who's felt the impact of Sabalenka's controversial behavior. If you look at Sabalenka's track record with other competitors, Kostyuk's claims start to fit a much bigger pattern. One of the most talked about examples came at the WTA Finals when Sabalenka lost to Aryna Sabalenka. After that defeat, Sabalenka made comments that many viewers felt carried racial undertones. Those remarks sparked immediate backlash, and Sabalenka addressed them head-on and didn't let them slide. And let's be real, that wasn't the first time Sabalenka was accused of crossing the line, and it likely won't be the last. Her interactions with Sabalenka were just one chapter in what critics call a broader pattern of disrespect toward opponents. Another moment that raised eyebrows happened at the 2023 Roland Garros when Sabalenka faced Coco Gauff. After losing that match, Sabalenka claimed the result came down to her own errors, not because Gauff outplayed her. That take didn't sit right with fans or analysts, who felt it completely dismissed Gauff's performance. Instead of giving credit where it was due, Sabalenka brushed off Gauff's win and put everything back on herself. That lack of humility rubbed a lot of people the wrong way and reinforced the idea that she deflects rather than acknowledges her opponent's skill. Some might see Kostyuk speaking out as excessive, but hold up, it shines a light on an issue that's been brewing for a while. Her criticism of Sabalenka's tactics doesn't exist in a vacuum. It feeds into a wider conversation about Sabalenka's conduct across the tour. Whether it's working officials, downplaying opponents, or making questionable remarks, Sabalenka has built a reputation for being difficult. And Kostyuk's anger is just the most recent example of that pattern. Because at this point, it's clear she's far from the only one who's had a problem with Sabalenka's attitude. Other players, including Rybakina and Gauff, have also spoken out about the Belarusian's conduct. Many feel Sabalenka's habit of downplaying her opponent's performances and making excuses after losses has helped create a toxic atmosphere on the court. For Marta Kostyuk, though, this feels deeply personal. She believes Sabalenka's actions go beyond competitive fire and tap into something more troubling, something rooted in prejudice and open disdain. Kostyuk's decision to speak out is a bold one. In a sport where rivalries are common and tensions often run high, few players are willing to publicly challenge another competitor so directly and emotionally. But Kostyuk has made it clear she will not stay silent or allow Sabalenka's behavior to go unchecked. Her message is simple: the tennis world needs to pay attention. She's calling out conduct she believes is toxic and demanding accountability regardless of rank or status. Now the question is whether the tennis community will listen. Will governing bodies take a closer look at Sabalenka's behavior and hold her accountable, or will they continue to overlook it, allowing a pattern of disrespect to persist? One thing is certain: Kostyuk isn't backing down. Her fight isn't just about personal grievances. It's a call for fairness, integrity, and equal treatment on the court. And many believe this conversation is long overdue. As the rivalry between Kostyuk and Sabalenka continues, how the tennis world responds may ultimately define its future. Will the community rally behind calls for accountability, or will this behavior continue without consequence? Either way, the battle is far from over, and Kostyuk has made her stance unmistakably clear.